Picture this, your 32nd birthday, family gathered around the table, candles burning low, you're 6 months pregnant, glowing, happy. Then the doorbell rings. Your husband's secretary stands on your doorstep, crying, shaking, hand pressed to her stomach. She looks at your husband, then at you. I'm pregnant, she says. It's his. The room goes silent. Your water glass slips from your hand, shatters on the floor. Your husband's face tells you everything. He knew something. Maybe not this, but something. The woman who answers your husband's phone, who brings him coffee, who works late with him at the office. She's claiming to carry his child. But here's the twist. Your father-in-law doesn't believe her. He's a retired detective, and he's about to uncover a lie so twisted, so calculated, it will shock everyone in that room, including you. This is the story of Claire Bennett, a woman who discovered that sometimes the person trying to destroy your life is more broken than you ever imagined. And sometimes the hero you need comes from the most unexpected place. Stay with me, because this story will take you places you never expected. The doorbell rang 3 times. Sharp, insistent, like everything else about Madison Pierce. Claire Bennett paused with her fork halfway to her mouth. The pot roast sat heavy on her plate. 6 months pregnant made everything feel heavy. The baby kicked against her ribs. Hard. Are we expecting someone else? Diane Bennett asked. Her mother-in-law's voice carried that edge. The one that said Claire had somehow failed at planning her own birthday dinner. No. Claire set down her fork. The silver clinked against the china. Her grandmother's china. The only thing worth keeping from her childhood. Trevor, did you invite anyone? Her husband looked up from his phone. 34 years old, and he still couldn't put the thing down during dinner. What? No. Must be a delivery. At 7:30 on a Saturday night, Robert Bennett, her father-in-law, pushed back from the table. 61 years old, but still moved like the cop he used to be. I'll get it. Claire's best friend Jenna reached over and squeezed her hand. Happy birthday, by the way. I know Diane's been a peach tonight. I heard that, young lady. But Diane's lips twitched. Almost a smile. Owen, Trevor's younger brother, was recording something on his phone. Always working, always building the next tech thing. 29 and already sold 2 companies. The house smelled like home. Pot roast and roasted vegetables. The candles Claire had arranged on the table burned low. Vanilla and cedar. She couldn't drink the wine in the glasses around her. Pregnancy hormones made her emotional about the stupidest things. Like wine glasses she couldn't use. Robert's voice carried from the front door. Low, questioning. Then another voice. Female. Crying. Claire's stomach dropped. The baby kicked again. Harder this time. Trevor's face went white. Actually white. Like someone had drained all the blood from his skin. Trevor, Claire heard her own voice. Distant. Like it belonged to someone else. Who is that? He stood up so fast his chair scraped against the hardwood floor. The sound made Claire's teeth hurt. I'll handle this. Trevor moved toward the hallway. His movements jerky. Wrong. But Robert was already returning. And behind him, Madison Pierce, 26 years old, Trevor's secretary, long dark hair that fell in perfect waves. Even now, even crying, mascara tracked down her face but somehow made her look vulnerable instead of messy. She wore a dress, form-fitting, black, heels that had to be 4 inches tall. Her hand rested on her stomach. Flat stomach. Claire's hands moved automatically to her own belly, swollen, stretched. The maternity dress she'd spent an hour choosing suddenly felt like a tent. She adjusted it, pulled at the fabric. It didn't help. She caught Diane watching her. That look, the one that said Claire wasn't quite good enough for her son, would never be quite good enough. Madison, Trevor's voice cracked. What are you doing here? Madison's eyes were red, puffy. Real tears or fake, Claire had spent 10 years in marketing. She knew performance when she saw it. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Madison's voice shook. I didn't want to ruin your birthday. Claire, I really didn't. But Trevor, we need to talk. It's about the baby. The room froze. Claire's water glass slipped from her hand. Time slowed down. The glass fell, tumbling, spinning. The water caught the candlelight. Sparkled. Beautiful. It hit the floor. shattered. The sound echoed in the silence. "What baby?" Claire heard herself ask, though she already knew, deep in her gut, where the real baby was growing. She knew. The answer would destroy everything. Madison's hand pressed harder against her flat stomach. The gesture looked practiced, rehearsed. "I'm pregnant!" Madison's voice barely rose above a whisper. 12 weeks? Diane stood up so fast her napkin fell to the floor. "This is absolutely ridiculous. Trevor, tell her to leave." But Trevor didn't move. He stood there, frozen. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. No words came out. Claire's heart was pounding so hard she could hear it, feel it, in her throat, in her temples. The baby kicked. She placed both hands on her belly. Protective, instinctive. Jenna was suddenly at her side. "Claire, honey, sit down. Your blood pressure." "I'm fine." But she wasn't. The room tilted, spun. She gripped the edge of the table. Madison took a step forward. Her heels clicked on the hardwood. It happened after the office holiday party, 3 months ago. "I didn't know how to tell you. Trevor, you kept avoiding my calls, my texts." "That's insane." Trevor found his voice. "Finally, nothing happened." "Claire, nothing happened." But his eyes wouldn't meet hers. He looked at the wall, the floor, the ceiling, anywhere but at his wife. "Then why won't you look at me?" Claire's voice sounded calm. Too calm, the kind of calm that came before a storm. "Trevor, look at me." He did, for just a second. And in that second, Claire saw it. Guilt, fear, something. "This girl is obviously lying." Diane moved toward Madison. "Get out of my son's house." "Mrs. Bennett, please." Madison's tears fell faster. "I wouldn't be here if I had any other choice. But the baby deserves a father. I kept hoping Trevor would do the right thing. But he blocked my number, told me to leave him alone. I didn't know where else to turn." Owen was still recording on his phone. "We might need this," he muttered. Robert hadn't said a word. He stood near the doorway, watching, those cop eyes taking in everything. Madison's body language, Trevor's panic, Claire's shock. Claire did what she always did in crisis. Focused on breathing, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Her therapist, Sylvia Martin, had taught her that during the panic attacks last year when work got too stressful. But her hands shook so badly she had to sit on them, press them against the chair, trap them there before everyone saw. "I'm not crazy." The words came out before she could stop them. An internal thought that became external. "Something has been wrong for weeks. I knew and I ignored it." Trevor's face crumpled. "Claire, no, this isn't what you think." "What is it then?" Jenna's voice cut through the room, sharp, angry. "Because from where I'm standing, it looks pretty clear." Madison's shoulders shook. "I didn't want any of this. I just want what's best for the baby. For our baby, Trevor." "Stop saying that." Trevor's voice rose. "There is no baby. There can't be, because nothing happened." "Then you won't mind if I take a paternity test." Madison's voice changed, just slightly, less victim, more challenge. "When the baby's born, you'll take a paternity test." The baby. Claire felt her own baby move. Strong kicks, healthy, real, not a lie, not a manipulation, just life growing inside her. She felt something else, a tightness in her belly. Sharp, wrong, Jenna noticed immediately. "Claire, you okay?" "I don't know." The tightness came again, harder. "I think—" Braxton Hicks. Jenna's nurse training kicked in. She grabbed Claire's wrist, checked her pulse. "Your heart rate is through the roof. We need to calm down." "False labor." Robert's voice cut through the tension. "From stress." "I'm sorry." Madison's voice again. "I didn't want to stress you out. That's the last thing I wanted. But Claire, of all, you have to understand, and I'm scared. I'm alone. I don't know what to do." "You could start by telling the truth." Wait, Robert finally spoke. "Madison, show us the ultrasound. You must have one if you're 12 weeks along." Madison's hand went to her purse, fumbled. "I don't carry it around. It's private." "Private," Robert repeated the word, flat, expressionless. "You come here, interrupt a family dinner, make an accusation that could destroy a marriage. but the ultrasound is too private to show. Dad, stop. Trevor found his voice again. This isn't an interrogation, isn't it? Robert's eyes never left Madison's face. What doctor are you seeing? I haven't decided yet. Madison's voice got defensive. I'm still researching. 12 weeks and you haven't seen a doctor. Jenna's voice dripped disbelief. That's not possible. You'd need to confirm the pregnancy, get prescriptions, blood work. I have a doctor, Madison backtracked. I just meant I'm considering switching. The contractions came harder. Claire gasped, bent forward. That's it. Jenna stood up. Trevor, I don't care what's happening here. Your wife needs to lie down. Now. Trevor moved toward Claire, reached for her. She pulled away. Don't touch me. The words came out harsher than she meant, but she couldn't. Not right now. Not with Madison standing there claiming to carry his child. I should go. Madison's voice, still crying. I'm so sorry. I thought you should know. Not yet. Robert's voice stopped her. We're not done here. Dad, she said she's leaving. Trevor's voice carried warning. She can leave after she answers some questions. Robert crossed his arms. How far along did you say you were? 12 weeks. And when's your due date? Madison paused, just for a second. July 15th. That's not right. Jenna's voice. 12 weeks from now isn't July 15th. It's July 28th. I meant approximately. Madison's face flushed. I'm not good with dates. But you're sure it's 12 weeks, Robert pressed. Yes. And it happened at the office party, which was when exactly? December 10th. Madison said it without hesitation. That's 13 weeks ago. Owen's voice, the math genius. Not 12. The room went silent. Madison's face cycled through emotions. Confusion, anger, fear. I might have miscounted. I'm stressed. I can't think straight. Robert moved toward the dining table, picked up his phone, started typing. Madison Pierce. That's spelled how? What are you doing? Madison's voice pitched higher. Calling some peep, asking some questions. Robert's voice stayed level, calm. If you're telling the truth, you have nothing to worry about. You can't do that. Madison looked at Trevor. Tell him he can't do that. I can't stop him. Trevor's voice sounded defeated. My father does what he wants. This is harassment. Madison's tears stopped. Just like that. Dry. I came here in good faith and you're treating me like a criminal. Well, did I say you were a criminal? Robert's eyebrows raised. I'm just verifying information. Standard procedure. I'm leaving. Madison turned toward the door. Madison. Robert's voice stopped her one more time. One more question. She turned back, reluctant. Why are you wearing those shoes? Robert pointed to her feet. 4-inch heels. My wife couldn't wear anything over an inch when she was pregnant. Said it threw off her balance. Madison looked down at her shoes. Every pregnancy is different. True, Robert nodded. Every pregnancy is different. But some things are universal. Claire watched the exchange. Her marketing brain kicked in. She'd spent a decade reading people, understanding what they were really saying, what they were hiding. Madison's tells were everywhere, eyes tracking to the right when she answered questions, lying, hand on stomach but no protective curve to her posture, performing, and the perfume, strong, floral, expensive. When Claire was 6 weeks pregnant, she couldn't stand any scent, not perfume, not candles, not even her favorite shampoo. Morning sickness made everything smell like poison. Trevor, Claire's voice cut through the tension. We need to talk. Alone. Claire, I can explain. I don't want explanations right now. She stood up, slow, careful. The contractions had stopped. False alarm. I want truth. Can you give me that? He nodded. Mute. Then everyone needs to leave. Now, Claire looked at Madison. Including you. But we didn't finish, Madison started. Yes, Claire's voice went ice cold. We did. Get out of my house. For a moment, Madison just stood there. Then she grabbed her purse, turned. Her heels clicked toward the door. Angry now. The victim, mask cracking. Robert followed her. I'll make sure she leaves. When they were gone, Claire turned to Trevor. Tell me everything, not the version where you're innocent. The truth. Trevor paced their bedroom. Back and forth, wearing a path in the carpet, Claire sat on the edge of the bed, her hands folded in her lap. Calm on the outside, screaming on the inside. She's lying. Trevor ran his hands through his hair. Claire, well, you have to believe me. Nothing happened. Then explain the texts. Claire's voice stayed level. The inappropriate texts you admitted to downstairs. She was going through a breakup. I was being supportive. Supportive. Claire repeated the word, tasted it, found it wanting. Show me your phone. Trevor's face went pale. What? Your phone. Let me see the messages. I deleted them. He said it too quickly. They were making you uncomfortable. I told you that. When did you tell me that? Claire's voice rose. You never mentioned Madison was texting you inappropriately. Not once, but I didn't want to worry you. Trevor stopped pacing. You were stressed about the pregnancy, about work. I was trying to protect you. Don't, the word came out sharp. Hard. Don't gaslight me. Not tonight. Not about this. Trevor flinched. I'm not. You are too. Claire stood up, faced him. You're overreacting. She's clearly unstable. This isn't what it looks like. You're telling me my perception of reality is wrong. That's not what I'm doing. Then what are you doing? Claire felt the tears coming, tried to stop them, failed. What is happening? Trevor, because I don't understand. I don't understand how we went from planning our daughter's nursery to this. She looked around the bedroom, their bedroom. 10 years of marriage lived in this space. Photos on the dresser, their wedding, vacations, happy memories that now felt tainted. The flashbacks started. Trevor's recent behavior, coming home late, saying he had client dinners. She'd believed him. Why wouldn't she? He was a lawyer. He had client dinners. But how many? She remembered last month. She'd called his office at 8 p.m., worried when he wasn't home. Madison had answered his line, said Trevor stepped out, would call back. He hadn't called back until 10. 2 weeks ago, she'd found a receipt in his jacket, a restaurant, expensive. She'd asked about it. He said client dinner, but the receipt showed 2 entrees, 2 glasses of wine. She hadn't pressed. She was pregnant, hormonal. She didn't want to be that wife, the jealous one, the suspicious one. God, I was so stupid. The words slipped out, internal monologue becoming external. The signs were all there, but there were no signs. Trevor moved toward her. Because nothing happened. Then why did you buy her jewelry? The question hung in the air. Poisonous. Trevor stopped moving. How did you know about that? Our joint account. I checked. Small charges. Easy to miss. But they're there. 3 months of dinners, coffee, and a jewelry store charge. $247. What did you buy her for $247? A bracelet. Trevor's shoulders slumped, defeated. For her birthday. When's her birthday? February 14th? Claire felt like she'd been slapped. Valentine's Day. You bought your secretary a bracelet on Valentine's Day and got me what exactly? Claire. What did you get me? Trevor. Her voice rose, cracked. Because I remember. Flowers from the grocery store. Wilted. You grabbed them on the way home from work. I was busy. Busy buying Madison jewelry. It didn't mean anything. Trevor's voice got defensive. Angry. She was going through a hard time. Her ex was an asshole. I was being nice. Nice? Claire laughed. It sounded hysterical. Wrong. You were being nice to her, while I was home, pregnant, alone, growing your child. She moved to the bathroom, closed the door, locked it, sat down on the closed toilet lid, fully clothed, couldn't go in, couldn't go out, trapped between spaces. Her phone was in her hand. She didn't remember taking it out. Lock, unlock, lock. The screen lit up, went dark, lit up again. No messages from Trevor. Of course not. He was 20 feet away behind a door. But there could be other messages, other things she didn't know about. She opened their phone records, started scrolling. Trevor's line. So many numbers. Work numbers, probably. But one appeared over and over. Different times, different days. She copied it, pasted it into search. Nothing came up. Unlisted. She tried another search. The number plus Trevor's name. Still nothing. But the frequency, the number appeared 3 or 4 times a week. Since December, short calls, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Never long, but constant. She went back to their bank account, looked harder this time, beyond the obvious restaurants and jewelry, coffee shops. The same coffee shop, near his office. 4 times a week, sometimes twice a day, always 2 purchases, within minutes of each other, getting coffee for 2 people. Her hands started shaking. She set the phone down, picked it back up. Set it down again. A knock on the door. Claire, please, come out. We need to talk. I need a minute. She stood up, looked at herself in the mirror. 32 years old, 6 months pregnant, swollen face, swollen ankles, maternity clothes that made her look like she was wearing a tent. When had she become invisible? She'd been beautiful once. Trevor used to tell her that every day. You're beautiful. You're stunning. I'm the luckiest man alive. When had he stopped saying it? She tried to remember. After the wedding, he still said it then. After they bought the house, still said it. When she got pregnant, the realization hit like a punch to the gut. He stopped touching her when she started showing, stopped reaching for her in bed, said he didn't want to hurt the baby. She'd believed him, thought he was being careful, but maybe he just didn't want her anymore. The pregnant version, the swollen, uncomfortable, emotional version. Maybe he wanted someone who could still wear heels, who didn't fall asleep at 8 p.m., who could drink wine and laugh at his jokes without having to pee every 15 minutes. Someone like Madison. Somewhere along the way, I became invisible. She said it out loud. To her reflection, the pregnant wife, not the woman he married. Another knock. Claire, please, I can hear you crying. She hadn't realized she was. The tears fell silent. Steady, she opened the door. Trevor stood there, looking miserable, looking sorry. But was he sorry he'd had an emotional affair? Or sorry he got caught? Did you sleep with her? The question came out direct, blunt. No. Trevor's answer was immediate. I swear to you, nothing physical happened. But you wanted to. He didn't answer. Trevor, did you want to? I don't know. His voice cracked. Maybe I got confused. She made me feel. What did she make you feel? Important. The word hung between them. Like I mattered. Like I wasn't just the guy who paid the bills and helped with housework. She looked at me like I was interesting. Claire felt something break inside her chest. Physical, painful, real. And I don't. Her voice barely made sound. I don't make you feel important. You're always tired. You're always stressed. Everything is about the baby, the nursery, names, doctor's appointments. When's the last time we talked about anything else? She's our daughter. Claire's voice got hard, cold. Our child, who we created together, who I'm growing inside my body, which is exhausting and stressful and changes everything. But I'm still here. Trevor, I'm still your wife. I know. Do you? She moved past him, back into the bedroom. Because from where I'm standing, you've been cheating on me for 3 months. Maybe not physically, but emotionally, which might be worse. Her hands needed to move, to do something. She started straightening the bed, refolding throw pillows that didn't need folding, adjusting the comforter that was already straight. Trevor watched her. What are you doing? Cleaning. Her hands moved faster. I need to keep moving or I'll scream. She moved to the dresser, started organizing already organized items. Her jewelry box, Trevor's cufflinks, baby clothes folded and waiting. Each tiny onesie felt like a reminder, a promise, a future that might not exist anymore. Her phone buzzed, a text from Jenna. Robert found something. Come downstairs. Claire looked at Trevor. Your father found something. He needs to stop. Trevor's voice got angry. This is between us, not him. Nothing is just between us anymore. Claire moved toward the door. Madison made sure of that when she showed up at my birthday dinner claiming to carry your child. She's lying. Then prove it. Claire opened the door, looked back at him. Come downstairs. Let's hear what your father found. The dining room looked different now. The birthday dinner abandoned. Plates still on the table. Wine glasses half full. The pot roast congealing. Cold. Robert sat at the table. Laptop open. Printouts spread out in front of him. Diane stood near him, reading over his shoulder, her face unreadable. Jenna paced near the window, stopped when she saw Claire. You okay? No. Claire lowered herself into a chair, careful, slow. But I need to know what you found. Owen was still there and still on his phone. I pulled Madison's social media. You need to see this. He turned his phone toward Claire. Instagram, Madison's account, public, photo from 2 weeks ago. Madison at a bar, holding a martini. Caption, much needed girls' night. Pregnant women don't drink. Jenna's voice, matter of fact. Not ones who care about their babies. Maybe it's alcohol-free. Trevor said it weak, unconvincing. Maybe, Robert pulled out another printout. Or maybe this is relevant. He slid it across the table. Employment records. Madison Pierce, previous job, marketing firm in Boston. I called a friend who works HR up there. Robert's voice stayed neutral, professional. Madison left that job after allegations of inappropriate behavior with a senior partner, married senior partner. You can't prove that's relevant. Trevor moved behind Claire's chair. People get accused of things all the time. True? Robert pulled out another sheet. What about this, a calendar? Madison's calendar. Synced to the office system. Owen had pulled it somehow. Claire didn't ask how. The last 3 months, highlighted in yellow by Robert. Not one doctor's appointment, not one prenatal visit. She said she hasn't picked a doctor yet. Trevor's defense growing weaker. She said she had a doctor, then said she was thinking of switching. Jenna corrected. Which is it? Robert pulled out his phone, held it up. Madison's mother, Susan Pierce, lives in Connecticut. Works 3 jobs to make ends meet. I called her 20 minutes ago. You had no right. Trevor's voice rose. That's harassment. That's investigation. Robert's voice didn't rise. Didn't need to. Susan Pierce is on her way here. Should arrive in about an hour. I think she has some things to say about her daughter's pregnancy. Claire felt something shift. The anger that had been building inside her found focus. Direction. Madison's not pregnant. The certainty settled over her. Is she? I don't think so. Roberts leaned back in his chair. But I wanted to give her a chance to come clean before her mother arrived. I called her. She didn't answer. Sent me to voicemail. This is crazy. Trevor ran his hands through his hair. Again, he did that when he was stressed. We're treating her like a criminal because of what inconsistent dates, missing doctor appointments. And the heels. Diane's voice surprised everyone. Robert's right. No pregnant woman wears shoes like that. I remember being pregnant with you. Trevor, I could barely stand wearing flats. Madison could be different. Or she could be lying. Claire's voice cut through the room. Sharp. Clear. Because this isn't about her pregnancy. This is about me. About us. About what she wants. What do you mean? Jenna moved closer. Claire stood up, started pacing, her marketing brain clicking into gear, analyzing, processing. She wants my life. The pieces fell together. Think about it. She doesn't just want Trevor. She wants what I have. The husband, the house, the baby on the way, the family dinners. She wants to be me. That's speculation. Trevor said it without conviction. Is it? Claire turned to face him. When did she start working for you? 6 months ago. And when did things start getting inappropriate? Trevor didn't answer. Trevor, when? Claire's voice hardened. Around Christmas. When I started showing? Claire put her hand on her belly. When it became obvious I was pregnant, that's when she made her move. The room went quiet, everyone processing. Madison's performance suddenly made sense. The tears, the victim act. the hand on her stomach, mimicking Claire, trying to replace her. That's crazy. But Trevor's voice lacked certainty. Is it? Robert pulled out more photos. Madison's Instagram again. Look at these from 4 months ago. Madison at a restaurant. Caption best sushi in the city. Another photo. Madison with a group of friends, all holding wine glasses. Caption cheers to new beginnings. When did you say she got pregnant? Robert asked. She said 12 weeks, Jenna answered, which would be mid-December. These photos are from January. Owen zoomed in. Look at the date stamp. Raw fish, wine, behaviors no pregnant woman would engage in if she cared about her baby. Unless she didn't know yet, Trevor grasped at straws. Women know. Diane's voice, firm. Maybe not right away, but by 6 or 8 weeks, you know. Claire felt her phone buzz. Checked it, a notification. Charge on their joint credit card. She opened the app. A charge from 30 minutes ago. Uber. To Madison's address. Another charge. 5 minutes later. The pharmacy near Madison's apartment. She's shopping. Claire showed Trevor the phone. Your maybe pregnant secretary who just crashed my birthday party is at the pharmacy. What do you think she's buying? Trevor's face went pale. I don't know. I do. Claire's voice went cold. A pregnancy test? Because she doesn't actually know if she's pregnant or not. She's been guessing this whole time. Robert's phone rang. He answered. Listened. His face stayed neutral. I see. Yes. Thank you. He hung up. Looked at Trevor. That was a friend at the courthouse. Madison filed a workplace harassment complaint against you this afternoon. 4 p.m., before she came here. The room exploded. What? Trevor grabbed the table. That's not possible. It's a matter of public record. Robert pulled up the information on his laptop, turned it around. See for yourself, Trevor read, his face cycling through confusion to horror, to anger. This doesn't make sense. She filed a complaint and then came here to tell us she's pregnant. Why would she do that? Insurance, Claire saw it clearly now. She files harassment, then shows up here. If you deny everything, she has a legal case already in motion. If you admit something, she has you trapped. Either way, she wins. That's calculated. Jenna's voice held admiration and horror. That's really calculated. That's Madison. Claire moved to the window, looked out at the dark. Her breath fogged the glass. November cold seeping through. She'd been so focused on the pregnancy, on Trevor's betrayal. She'd missed the bigger picture. Madison wasn't some lovesick secretary. She was strategic, manipulative, dangerous. I need to know everything. Claire turned back to Trevor. Every text, every lunch, every conversation, every feeling. I need to know all of it. Claire, now, Trevor. Her voice didn't raise. Didn't need to. Before Madison's mother gets here, before this gets even more complicated, tell me everything. Trevor looked at his father, his mother, his brother, Jenna. Everyone out? Robert stood up. Give them some privacy. I'm staying. Jenna moved closer to Claire. Jenna? Claire's voice gentle. I need to do this alone. Jenna hesitated, then nodded, squeezed Claire's shoulder, left. When the room cleared, Claire sat down, gestured to the chair across from her. Talk. One word, heavy with meaning. Trevor sat, took a deep breath, started talking. The affair had been emotional. That much was true. Madison started it, coming to his office more than necessary, asking questions about his life, his marriage, his happiness. At first, Trevor thought she was just friendly. Then she started texting. Nothing inappropriate initially. Work questions. Then personal. How was his day? What was he doing this weekend? It felt nice. To be seen. To be interesting to someone. Claire listened. Didn't interrupt. Just listened. The text became more frequent. More personal. Madison shared details about her life. Her bad relationship. Her controlling ex. She asked Trevor for advice. He gave it. Felt helpful. Important. They started having coffee together. Just the two of them. Morning before work. Afternoon breaks. Madison talked. Trevor listened. She laughed at his jokes, touched his arm when she spoke to him. It felt good. The bracelet was for her birthday. She'd mentioned wanting one. Specific, delicate chain, small charm. Trevor saw it in a store window, bought it, gave it to her at lunch. She'd cried, said no one had ever given her something so thoughtful. Hugged him. The hug lasted too long. That's when Trevor realized this wasn't friendship. This was something else. He pulled back, told Madison they needed boundaries. Professional homing. She got upset, said he was sending mixed signals, reading too much into innocent friendship. Then she started calling, texting more, showing up at his office after hours, saying she needed to talk, that she was confused about something. Could he help? Trevor tried to be kind but firm. It didn't work. 2 weeks ago, Madison told him she had feelings for him, real feelings, asked if he felt the same. He said no. He was married, had a baby on the way. Whatever she thought they had wasn't real. She'd gotten angry, said he led her on, made her think he cared. He said he did care, as a boss, as a colleague. Nothing more. She left his office crying. The next day, she acted like nothing happened. Professional, polite, distant. Trevor thought it was over. Then tonight, Claire sat through all of it. Every word, every confession, every justification. When he finished, she asked one question. Do you love her? No. Trevor's answer came fast. Certain. I never did. I got lost. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Claire nodded, stood up, walked to the nursery, the room they'd painted together. Pale yellow, gender neutral but warm. The crib Trevor assembled, the mobile she'd chosen, Brahms' lullaby. It played when you wound it up. She wound it now. The music filled the room, soft, gentle. She ran her hand over the crib railing, smooth wood, safe, ready for their daughter. Trevor's betrayal hadn't been physical, but it was real. He'd given Madison attention, energy, time, things that belonged to Claire, to their marriage. He'd made Claire compete for his affection with a younger woman, one who could wear heels and drink wine and not fall asleep at 8 p.m. He'd made her feel invisible. The music box wound down, stopped. Claire stood in the quiet, feeling her baby move. Strong, alive, hers. Whatever happened next, whatever came from tonight, her daughter would be okay, because Claire would make sure of it. She heard footsteps. Turned, Robert stood into the doorway. Madison's mother just pulled up, his voice gentle, careful. You ready for this? Claire placed both hands on her belly, took a deep breath. Yes. She moved past Robert, back toward the dining room. Let's finish this. Susan Pierce looked exhausted, 52 years old but could pass for 60. Lines around her eyes, hands rough from work. She wore scrubs, came straight from her shift at the hospital. Mrs. Bennett. She looked at Diane first, then Claire, settled on Claire. Something in her eyes. Recognition, maybe. I'm Susan Pierce, Madison's mother. Robert called me. Thank you for coming. Claire's voice steady, surprising herself. I know it's late. I needed to come. Susan's voice carried weight. When Robert told me what Madison was claiming, I needed to come. Would you like some coffee? Diane moved toward the kitchen, hostess instincts kicking in. Please. Susan sat down heavily, like the weight of the world pressed on her shoulders. Trevor stood near the wall, silent, watching. Robert brought Madison's mother a cup. Susan wrapped her hands around it, grateful for the warmth. Where is she? Susan asked. Madison, where's my daughter? I don't know. Claire sat down across from her. She left about an hour ago, after she told us she was pregnant with my husband's child. Susan closed her eyes. Lord help me, she actually went through with it. The room went still. You knew, Robert's voice. Careful. You knew she was planning this. Not specifically. Susan opened her eyes. Red, tired. But Madison, she's not well, hasn't been for a long time. What do you mean? Claire leaned forward. Susan took a breath, let it out slow. Madison has always wanted things other people have. Since she was little, other girls' toys, other girls' clothes, other girls' lives. She took a sip of coffee, continued. In high school, she became obsessed with her best friend's boyfriend, told everyone they were secretly dating. The boy denied it. Madison insisted. It got bad. We had to switch schools. Trevor shifted, uncomfortable. In college, it happened again. A professor, married. Madison said they were having an affair. The professor's wife found out. There was an investigation. Turned out Madison had been making it up, sending herself flowers, leaving herself notes, pretending they were from him. Why? Diane's voice. Shocked. Attention. Susan's voice broke. She wanted people to see her, to think she was special, important, worth something. Claire felt something stir. Not quite pity, not quite understanding, but close. After college, she moved to Boston, got a job. I thought maybe she was better. Therapy was helping. Medication was working. Susan's hands shook. Coffee rippled in the cup. Then I got a call from her boss. Madison had been spreading rumors about a senior partner, saying they were involved. The partner was married, had kids. The wife was devastated. But there was no evidence, no texts, no emails, nothing. Because there wasn't anything. Robert said it flat. Statement, not question. No, Susan confirmed. The company let Madison go quietly. Didn't press charges. I hoped that would be the end of it. She looked at Claire directly now, eye to eye. Then she moved here, got a job working for Trevor, started talking about this wonderful boss, how kind he was, how he understood her, how special their connection was. Claire's chest tightened. I asked if Faye were dating. She said not yet, but soon she was sure of it. She'd seen the signs. What signs? Trevor's voice cracked. You were nice to her. Susan's voice held pity. You listened. You cared. In Madison's mind, that meant you loved her, that you wanted her. I was just being a decent boss. Trevor's hands clenched into fists. I know. Susan's voice gentle. But to Madison, kindness means love. Attention means commitment. She doesn't see the difference. Jenna spoke up. Is Madison delusional, mentally ill? The doctors aren't sure. Susan set down her coffee. She's been diagnosed with various things over the years. Borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. The labels change, but the behavior doesn't. And the pregnancy, Gwen, Claire's voice barely audible. Is she actually pregnant? Susan's face crumpled. No, she can't be. How do you know? Because Madison had an ectopic pregnancy 2 years ago. It ruptured her fallopian tube. She almost died. They had to do surgery. Emergency hysterectomy. She can't have children. She'll never be able to have children. The words hit like a bomb. Silence filled the room. Complete, total. Then Trevor made a sound, something between a sob and a cap. He slid down the wall, sat on the floor, head in his hands. She can't have children. Claire repeated it, processing. So this was all. What? A lie, a fantasy. Both. Susan's tears fell now. She wanted what you have, the baby, the husband, the life. So she decided to take it. In her mind, Trevor loved her. The baby would make it real. Force you out, let her step in. That's insane. Diane's voice shook. Yes, Susan agreed. It is. But to Madison, it makes perfect sense. She doesn't see what she's doing as wrong. She sees it as claiming what's rightfully hers. Claire felt her own tears coming. For herself, for Trevor, for Susan, even for Madison in some twisted way. A young woman so broken she'd rather destroy other people's lives than face her own pain. I'm sorry. Susan's voice broke. I'm so sorry. I tried to get her help, but she's an adult. I can't force her, and she thinks she's fine, that everyone else is the problem. The front door opened, closed. Footsteps in the hallway. Madison appeared, stopped when she saw her mother. Mom, her voice confused. What are you doing here? Telling the truth. Susan stood up. faced her daughter. Something you should have done months ago. Madison's face cycled through emotions, confusion, realization, anger. You had no right. Madison's voice rose. This has nothing to do with you. You told these people you're pregnant. Susan's voice stayed level. You know that's not possible. Yes, it is. Madison's hand went to her stomach. Protective. The doctor said it was unlikely, not impossible. Madison? Susan's voice held infinite sadness. Baby, they removed your uterus. You can't get pregnant. You know that. They were wrong. Madison's voice pitched higher, desperate. It happened. I took a test. It was positive. Show me. Claire stood up. Show us the positive test. Madison's eyes darted around the room, cornered. I threw it away. When did you take it? This morning. Show me the photo. Owen held up his phone. You took a photo, right? Everyone takes a photo of a positive test. Show us. Madison's hands shook. She pulled out her phone, scrolled, stopped. I deleted it. Why? Robert's voice. Relentless. Why delete proof of something so important? Because it's private? Madison's tears started again. Because I didn't want... Because her voice broke. The mask cracked, then shattered. Because you have everything. Madison looked at Claire. Real emotion now. Raw, painful. You have the career, the house, the husband, the baby. You're beautiful, successful. Everyone loves you. What do I have? Claire didn't answer. What could she say? I work as a secretary. I live in a studio apartment. I eat ramen for dinner. I'm 26 and I have nothing. Nothing. So you decided to take what's mine? Claire's voice stayed level. It should have been mine. Madison's voice rose, cracked. Trevor cared about me. I saw it. The way he looked at me. The way he listened. He made me feel special. He was being polite. Claire said it gentle, almost kind. He was being a decent boss. No. Madison shook her head, violent. No, it was more, I felt it. Madison, Trevor finally spoke. I never gave you any indication that I wanted more than a professional relationship. Yes, you did. Madison turned on him. You bought me jewelry. You took me to lunch. You talked to me about your life, your marriage, your problems. I was venting to a colleague. Trevor's voice held anguish. I was stupid. I crossed boundaries I shouldn't have. But I never wanted this. You're lying. Madison's voice broke. You wanted me. You were going to leave her. For me. For us. For our baby. There is no baby. Susan's voice cut through. Madison, please stop this. Get help. Madison looked at her mother, at Trevor, at Claire, at everyone staring at her with pity and horror and sadness. Something broke in her eyes. The fantasy crumbled. She ran, out of the room, out of the house. The door slammed behind her. Susan started after her. Robert caught her arm. Let her go, his voice gentle. She needs to cool down. Then she needs help. Professional help. Susan nodded, collapsed back into the chair, sobbed. Diane moved to comfort her. Two mothers, one trying to protect her son, one trying to save her daughter. Claire walked outside. Needed air, needed space. The November night bit cold and sharp. Her breath fogged in front of her. She wrapped her arms around herself, around her baby. The stars were out, bright against the dark. She felt the baby kick, strong, insistent, life asserting itself in the middle of chaos. She heard footsteps behind her. Trevor, don't. The words stopped him. I need a minute. Claire, I'm so sorry. I never meant. I didn't know. But you liked it. The truth hung between them. You liked the attention. The way she looked at you made you feel important. Trevor didn't deny it. The hardest part is admitting I knew all along. Claire's voice barely audible. I saw the changes, the distance, the way you stopped seeing me. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't want to face it. I love you. Trevor's voice broke. I know I messed up, but I love you and our daughter more than anything. Claire turned to face him, tears on her cheeks, cold in the night air. I don't know if that's enough. The words hurt coming out. I don't know if love is enough to fix this. She walked back inside, past Trevor, past his parents, past Jenna, into the nursery, her sanctuary. She wound up the mobile, let Brahms' lullaby fill the room, sat in the rocking chair, placed both hands on her belly. We're going to be okay. She whispered to her daughter, whatever happens, we're going to be okay. The house finally emptied around midnight. Susan left with Robert's promise to call her tomorrow. Owen went back to his apartment. Jenna made Claire promise to call if she needed anything. Diane was the last to leave. She stopped at the door, looked at Claire. I haven't been fair to you. The words came hard. I thought you weren't good enough for my son. I was wrong. You're too good for him. Claire didn't know what to say to that. Don't make any decisions tonight. Diane's voice gentle. Sleep on it. Think about it. Then decide what you need. After she left, Claire and Trevor stood in their living room, the birthday dinner still on the table, candles burned down to nothing. I'm sleeping in the guest room. Trevor said it before Claire could. I'll give you space. Thank you. Claire's voice small. Trevor gathered pillows and a blanket, stopped at the door. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Sorrier than I've ever been about anything. Claire nodded, didn't trust her voice. When he was gone, she cleaned up dinner, mechanically, scraping plates, loading the dishwasher, wiping down counters. The physical activity helped, gave her something to do, something to control. She went upstairs at 1 a.m., lay down in their bed, alone. It felt wrong, empty. Sleep didn't come. At 3 a.m., she gave up trying, grabbed her phone, opened the browser. How to tell if husband is cheating. Delete. Emotional affairs recovery. Delete. Can marriages survive infidelity? Delete. Single mother resources. She stared at that last one's voice, finger hovering over delete. She didn't delete it. Added a new search. Pregnancy stress effects on baby. Then another. False labor signs. And another. Custody arrangements, newborns. Delete. 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 She couldn't do this. Not at 3 a.m., not exhausted, not emotional. She set the phone down, picked it back up, set it down again. A sound from downstairs. Movement, water running. Trevor was awake too. Claire got up, walked downstairs, found him in the kitchen, making tea. Couldn't sleep, his voice rough, like he'd been crying. No. She sat at the table. No. He poured hot water over a tea bag. Want some, please, chamomile, for the baby? She couldn't have caffeine. They sat in silence, sipping tea, the night pressing in around them. What happens now? Trevor asked finally. I don't know. Claire's voice honest, raw. I don't know if I can forgive this. I understand. Do you? She looked at him, really looked. Because I don't think you do. This isn't just about Madison. It's about trust, about feeling safe, about knowing that when things get hard, we're on the same team. We are on the same team, or we, Claire's voice rose slightly. Because when things got hard, when I was pregnant and tired and not fun anymore, you went looking somewhere else. For validation, for attention, for someone to make you feel special. I didn't mean to, but you did. The tears came again. You chose her. Every time you had coffee with her, every text you sent, every lunch, you chose her over me. Trevor's face crumpled. I'm sorry. I know. Claire wiped her eyes. I know you're sorry, but I don't know if sorry is enough. They sat in silence again. The clock on the wall ticked, loud in the quiet. I want to fix this. Trevor's voice desperate. Tell me what to do. I'll do anything. I don't know what I need yet. Claire stood up. I need time, space. I need to think. She went back upstairs, back to bed. This time sleep came, fitful, full of dreams, bad dreams. Madison's face, Trevor's lies, her own fears. She woke at 7, exhausted, but done lying in bed. Downstairs, she found Jenna in the kitchen, making breakfast. How did you get in? Claire asked. Trevor gave me a key years ago. Jenna cracked eggs into a pan. Emergency purposes. This felt like an emergency. It is. Claire sat down. How long have you been here? Since 6. Jenna poured orange juice. Figured you'd need a friend this morning. I do. Claire felt the tears coming again. God, I'm so tired of crying. Then don't. Jenna set a plate in front of her. Scrambled eggs. Toast. Eat. Keep your strength up. For the baby. Claire ate and ate. The food tasted like cardboard. But Jenna was right. The baby needed nutrients. What are you going to do? Jenna asked after a while. I don't know. Claire set down her fork. Part of me wants to throw him out, file for divorce, start over. And the other part wants to believe this was a mistake, that we can fix it, that our daughter deserves a family. What do you deserve? Jenna asked it gentle. Claire thought about that. What did she deserve better than this? The answer came clear. I deserve better than this. Then make sure you get it. Jenna squeezed her hand. Whether that's with Trevor or without him, make sure you get what you deserve. Trevor came downstairs around 8, looked terrible, like he hadn't slept either. Morning, he said it cautious, testing the waters. Morning, Claire's voice neutral. I have to go to the office. Trevor said it apologetic. Grant called. We need to deal with Madison's harassment complaint. Okay, I'll be back by noon. We can talk then, if you want. Maybe. Claire didn't commit. After he left, Jenna cleaned up breakfast. I'm going to head out too, but call me. Anytime. Okay. Okay. Claire hugged her friend. Thank you for being here. Always. Jenna kissed her forehead. Left. Alone again. Claire wandered the house, restless, unsettled. She ended up in the nursery. Again, her safe space. The morning light came through the window. Soft, yellow. It lit up the room, made it glow. She sat in the rocking chair, rocked slowly, felt the baby move. Her phone rang. She didn't recognize the number. Answered anyway. Claire Bennett, female voice, professional. Yes. This is Detective Sarah Martinez. I'm calling about Madison Pierce. Claire's stomach dropped. What about her? She was admitted to a psychiatric facility this morning, voluntarily. Her mother asked me to let you know, in case you were concerned. Is she okay? Physically, yes. Mentally, she needs help. The facility is good. She'll get what she needs. Okay, thank you for calling. One more thing. The detective's voice softened. This isn't your fault. None of it. Madison has been, well, you're not her first victim. Probably won't be her last unless she gets serious help. I appreciate that. Claire meant it. After she hung up, Claire sat with the information. Madison was getting help. Good. The woman needed it. But it didn't fix things here. In this house, in this marriage. The doorbell rang. Again. Claire tensed. Not again. Please not again. She looked through the peephole. Robert. Just Robert. She opened the door. Hey. Hey. Saying he held up 2 cups of coffee. Brought you decaf. Figured you could use it. Thank you. She let him in. They sat in the living room. Drank coffee. Didn't talk for a while. I'm sorry, Robert said finally. About my son, about what he did. It's not your fault. Isn't it? Robert's voice held regret. I raised him. Taught him how to be a man. Clearly I did something wrong. You did fine. Claire's voice gentle. Trevor's choices are his own. Still, Dean, Robert set down his coffee. You didn't deserve this. Neither did that baby. Claire's hand went to her belly. Automatic. Protective. What are you going to do? Robert asked. Everyone keeps asking me that. Claire's voice held frustration. I don't know. I don't have an answer yet. That's okay. Robert's voice calm. You don't need to know right now. Take your time. Figure out what you need. What if what I need is to leave? Claire asked. What if I can't forgive him? Then you leave. Robert said it simple. And you'll be okay. You're strong. You'll figure it out. Well, Claire's voice small, scared. I'm about to be a single mother. If I leave, how do I do that? How do I raise a baby alone? You won't be alone. Robert's voice firm. You'll have me, Diane, Jenna. You'll have people who love you and want to help, even if I divorce your son, especially then. Robert's eyes held hers. Your family. Baby makes you family. Divorce doesn't change that. Claire felt something break loose in her chest. Relief, maybe, or hope. Thank you. The words barely made sound. You're welcome. Robert stood up. I'm going to go, but I'll be back tomorrow to check on you. If that's okay, it's okay. Claire walked him to the door. Robert, last night, what you did, investigating Madison, calling her mother, thank you. You saved a lot. Just did what needed doing. He squeezed her shoulder. Take care of yourself. And that granddaughter of mine. After he left, Claire felt lighter somehow, less alone. She spent the rest of the morning reorganizing kitchen drawers. What she did when overwhelmed. Every fork in place, every spoon aligned, controlling chaos. By the time she finished, noon approached. Trevor would be home soon. They needed to talk, really talk. Claire didn't know what she'd say yet, didn't know what she wanted, but she knew one thing. She wasn't going to let Trevor's mistake define her, or her daughter's future. Whatever came next, she'd face it, on her terms. The baby kicked, strong, fierce. We're going to be extraordinary, Claire whispered. You and me, we're going to be absolutely extraordinary. Trevor came home at noon like promised. Brought lunch, Chinese food from Claire's favorite place. Peace offering. He set the bags on the table. I know it doesn't fix anything, but you need to eat. Claire was hungry. Starving, actually. She'd barely eaten yesterday. The baby needed food. They ate in silence, passing containers, not looking at each other. Grant handled the harassment complaint, Trevor said finally. Madison withdrew it this morning, before her mother took her to the facility. That's good, Claire's voice neutral. He's putting me on leave for 2 weeks, Trevor continued. Paid to deal with this, with us. Okay. Claire, Trevor set down his fork. Please talk to me, yell at me, something. The silence is killing me. What do you want me to say? Claire looked at him finally. That it's okay, that I forgive you, that we can just move past this. I want you to tell me what you're thinking. Trevor's voice desperate. I can't read your mind. I'm thinking I don't know if I can do this. The words came out. Honest. Raw. I don't know if I want to do this. Trevor's face went pale. You want a divorce? I don't know, Claire stood up, started pacing. I don't know what I want, except to not feel like this anymore. Feel like what? Like I'm not enough. The tears came again. Like I wasn't interesting enough, pretty enough, fun enough. Like you had to go looking somewhere else for something I couldn't give you. That's not true. Trevor stood up too. Claire, you are enough. You're sticky. You're everything. Then why did you do it? Claire's voice rose. Why did you let her in? Why did you share things with her that should have been mine? I don't know. Trevor's voice broke. I was stupid, selfish. I got caught up in feeling wanted, needed, special. I needed you. Claire's voice cracked. I was pregnant, scared. My body was changing. I felt awful most days. And you were out having coffee with Madison, buying her jewelry, making her feel special while I felt invisible. I'm sorry. Trevor moved toward her. I'm so sorry. Stop saying that. Claire held up her hand. Stop apologizing. It doesn't help. It doesn't change anything. Then what do you want me to do? Trevor's voice desperate. Tell me what to do to fix this. I don't know if you can. Claire sat down, exhausted. I don't know if anyone can. They sat in silence again, the Chinese food growing cold on the table. I'm going upstairs, Claire said finally. I need to rest. The baby. I'm exhausted. Okay, Trevor's voice small. Can I bring you anything? No. Claire stood up. I just need to be alone right now. She went upstairs, lay down on the bed, closed her eyes. Sleep came fast, deep, dreamless. When she woke, the room was dark. Night had fallen. She'd slept for hours. Her phone showed 8 p.m. and dozens of messages. Her sister, Trevor's brother, friends from work, everyone wanting to know if she was okay. She didn't answer any of them, didn't have the energy. She went downstairs, found Trevor on the couch, watching TV, or pretending to. His eyes were red. "Hey," he said when he saw her. "You're up." "Yeah." She sat in the chair across from him, not next to him. "How long was I asleep?" "6 hours." He muted the TV. "I checked on you a few times. You were out cold." "I was tired." Claire rubbed her eyes. "What time is it?" 8:15. "Have you eaten?" "Not hungry." Trevor's voice quiet. Claire wasn't either. But the baby needed food. She went to the kitchen, made a sandwich, forced herself to eat. Trevor followed her, stood in the doorway, watching. "Claire, can we talk? Really talk?" "About what?" She didn't look at him. "About us. About what happens next." Claire finished her sandwich, drank some water, turned to face him. "I need time." The words came out firm, clear. "I need time to think, to process, to figure out what I want." "How much time?" "I don't know." Claire's voice honest. "Days, weeks, maybe months." "I don't know." "Months." Trevor's voice panicked. "Claire, the baby's coming in 3 months." "I know." Claire's hand went to her belly. "Believe me, I know." "So what do we do until then?" Trevor asked. How do we live separately?" The word hurt coming out. "You stay in the guest room. I stay in ours. We figure out boundaries. Space. What works? You want me to move out?" "No." Claire said it fast, then slower. "No, not yet. The baby might come early. I might need help. And I'm not ready to explain to everyone that we're separated." "We're not separated." Trevor's voice desperate. "We're just taking space. Call it whatever you want." Claire moved past him. "I'm going back to bed." "Claire, wait." She stopped, didn't turn around. "I love you." Trevor's voice broke. "I know I screwed up, but I love you. And our daughter, please don't forget that." Claire didn't answer, just went upstairs, back to bed. But sleep didn't come this time. She lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling, thinking about Trevor, about Madison, about their marriage, about what came next. At 3 a.m., she gave up, grabbed her laptop, started researching marriage counselors, divorce lawyers, single mother support groups, childcare options. She made lists, pros and cons, scenarios, outcomes. Stay with Trevor, try to rebuild, risk getting hurt again, but give their daughter a family. Leave Trevor, start over, be alone, but maintain dignity, self-respect. The list didn't help. Both options felt impossible. She closed the laptop, opened it again, started searching something else. How to know when a marriage is over. Signs you should leave your husband. Can emotional affairs be forgiven? She read article after article, testimonials, advice columns, psychology research. Some people forgave, moved on, built stronger marriages. Some people tried to forgive, failed, ended up divorcing anyway. Wished they'd left sooner. There was no right answer, no guarantee. She'd have to make a choice, live with it. Hope it was right. The sun started rising around 6 a.m. Pink and orange streaks across the sky. Claire hadn't slept at all, but she felt not better exactly, but clearer maybe. She got up, showered, dressed, went downstairs. Trevor was already up, making coffee. He looked as tired as she felt. "Morning," his voice cautious. "Morning." Claire accepted the mug he offered. Decaf. He remembered. They stood in the kitchen, drinking coffee, not talking. The doorbell rang. 7 a.m. Who would ring the doorbell at 7 a.m.? Trevor looked at Claire. "You expecting someone?" "No." Claire set down her mug, went to the door. Diane, again, holding a casserole dish. "Good morning." Diane said it bright, determined. "I brought breakfast casserole, and I'm not leaving until we talk." Claire looked at the casserole, at Diane, At Trevor standing behind her. Okay, she stepped aside. Come in. Diane set the casserole on the counter, started pulling out plates without asking. Like this was her house, her kitchen. Sit? She pointed to the table to Manu. Both of you? Claire and Trevor sat, obedient children. Diane served breakfast, set plates in front of them, poured more coffee, then sat down herself. Eat. One word. Command. They ate. The casserole was good. Eggs and cheese and sausage. Comfort food. When they finished, Diane collected the plates, washed them. Methodical. Taking her time. Finally, she sat back down, looked at Claire, then at Trevor. I haven't been fair to you. She said it to Claire. From the beginning, I judged you, thought you weren't right for my son. I was wrong. Claire didn't know what to say. You're smart, kind, strong. You're exactly what Trevor needs, what he's always needed. Someone who challenges him, makes him better. Diane turned to Trevor. And you're an idiot. Trevor flinched. You have a beautiful wife, a baby on the way, everything you could want, and you almost threw it away for what? For attention, for ego. Mom, Trevor's voice quiet. No, with Diane's voice firm. You need to hear this. From someone who loves you. You messed up. Badly. And now Claire has to decide if she can forgive you. If she even wants to try. She looked back at Claire. And I'm here to tell you, whatever you decide, I support you. If you want to work on the marriage, I'll help. If you want to leave, I'll help with that too. You would? Claire's voice small, surprised. Yes. Diane reached across the table, took Claire's hand. You're carrying my granddaughter. That makes you family. Divorce doesn't change that. You'll always be family. Claire felt tears coming. Again, she was so tired of crying. I thought you didn't like me. The words slipped out. I didn't. Diane's honesty startling. Not at first. You were different from what I imagined for Trevor. Career-focused, independent. You didn't need him the way I thought a wife should. And now I realize that's exactly what he needs. Diane squeezed her hand. Someone who doesn't need him but chooses him anyway. That's real love, not dependence. Trevor made a sound. Something between a laugh and a sob. I don't deserve her, his voice broken. I know that. I knew it before. I definitely know it now. No, Diane's voice harsh. You don't get to wallow in self-pity. You made choices, bad choices. Now you live with consequences. And if Claire decides to give you another chance, you work every single day to deserve it. She stood up. Now I'm leaving, because you two need to talk. Really talk. Figure out what comes next. She stopped at the door, looked back at Claire. One more thing. I was wrong about something else too. I thought you trapped Trevor with his pregnancy. That you got pregnant on purpose to keep him. I'm sorry, that was cruel and unfair. Why did you think that? Claire asked. Diane sighed. Because that's what I did. 40 years ago, Robert was talking about breaking up. I was scared. So I got pregnant with Trevor. Figured a baby would keep him. Did it work? Claire's voice gentle. In a way. Diane's smile sad. Robert stayed. We got married. Built a life. But it took years before we were really happy. Before he forgave me for trapping him. Before I forgave myself. I didn't trap Trevor. Claire said it firm. I know. Diane's voice soft. You're better than I was. Better than I gave you credit for. I'm sorry. After she left, Claire and Trevor sat in silence. My mother is right, Trevor said finally, about everything, but especially about you being better than I deserve. Trevor, no, let me say this. He turned to face her fully. You are the best thing that ever happened to Mia. And I took you for granted, though I got comfortable, complacent. I stopped seeing you, really seeing you. Why, Claire asked. What changed? Nothing changed. Trevor's voice honest. That's the problem. I expected everything to stay the same. Even when you were pregnant, even when you were tired and scared and needed me, I expected you to still be the woman I married. Carefree, energetic, always up for whatever. I'm still that woman. Claire's voice sharp. I'm just also growing a human being, which is exhausting. I know. Trevor's voice broke. I know that now. I should have known it then, but I didn't, or I didn't want to see it. So when Madison paid attention to me, made me feel special, I let it happen. You chose her. Claire said it flat. Every time, you chose her. I did. Trevor didn't deny it. And I'll regret that for the rest of my life. Claire's phone rang. Grant, Trevor's law partner. Sorry, she answered. Hey, Grant. Claire, hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I needed to let you know. Madison's been placed on permanent leave. The firm is handling her case formally now. There'll be an investigation, probably termination. Okay, Claire didn't know what else to say. I also wanted to apologize. Grant's voice sincere. I should have noticed something was off with her months ago. Should have intervened. I'm sorry I didn't. It's not your fault. Claire meant it. Madison's good at hiding, at playing victim. You couldn't have known. Maybe? Grant didn't sound convinced. But still, I'm sorry. And if you need anything, anything at all, let me know. After she hung up, Trevor asked, Madison's being fired. Sounds like it. Claire set down her phone. Good. Trevor's voice hard. She can't be allowed to do this to someone else. They sat in silence again, the morning sun streaming through the windows. I need to go to work today, Claire said finally. I've been out too long. People will start asking questions. Do you want me to drive you? Trevor asked. No. Claire stood up. I can drive myself. I need to do normal things. Pretend life is normal. Even if it's not. She went upstairs, got ready for work. Professional clothes that fit over her belly, makeup to hide the dark circles, confidence she didn't feel. When she came downstairs, Trevor was waiting by the door. Claire, before you go, can I say one more thing? She nodded. Starting over feels impossible. Staying feels worse. Maybe there's a third option I haven't considered yet. He paused. Maybe we don't start over or stay the same. Maybe we build something new. Together. Something better. Claire looked at him. Really looked. Saw the hope in his eyes. The fear. The love. Maybe. The word came out soft. Non-committal. Maybe. She left for work. The drive felt surreal, like she was in someone else's life, someone else's car. At the office, people asked how her birthday was. She smiled, said it was fine, didn't mention anything else. In the bathroom, a colleague she barely knew stopped her, middle-aged woman, kind eyes. Hey, the woman said, I don't know if anyone told you, but my husband cheated when I was pregnant too, 20 years ago. I just wanted you to know. You'll get through this. Claire stared. How did you know word travels? The woman's smile sad. People talk. I'm sorry, but I wanted you to know you're not alone. And whatever you decide, stay or leave. It's okay. You'll be okay. She left before Claire could respond. Claire stood in the bathroom, alone, looking at herself in the mirror. She didn't look okay. She looked exhausted, swollen, sad, but maybe okay would come later. Maybe okay was something she'd grow into. Her phone buzzed on. Text from Robert. Stopped by the house. Trevor said you went to work. Proud of you. Call me later. She smiled. Small, but real. Maybe she wasn't alone after all. Maybe she had more support than she realized. The baby kicked. Hard. Insistent. Claire placed her hand on her belly. I know, you're impatient. I'm working on it. Give me time. She went back to her desk, finished her work, gave a presentation, answered emails. Normal things, regular things, things that made her feel human. When she left it for him, she felt tired but lighter somehow. Like work had given her something back. Purpose maybe? Identity beyond pregnant wife and betrayed woman. On the drive home, her phone rang. Jenna. Hey, Claire answered. Hey yourself, Jenna's voice warm. How was work? Weird, but good. People know about Trevor, about Madison. I don't know how, but they know. Small world, Jenna said. You okay? I don't know. Claire's voice honest. Ask me tomorrow. Will do. Jenna paused. I'm proud of you. For going to work. For facing people. That took guts. Thanks. Claire felt tears coming again. Jenna. Yeah. Starting over feels impossible, but staying feels worse. So don't do either one. Jenna's voice gentle. Do something in between. Take it day by day, hour by hour if you need to. Maybe that's all I can do right now. Claire pulled into the driveway. Hour by hour. That's plenty, Jenna said. Call me later. Inside, Claire found Trevor in the kitchen, making dinner, burning something. I was attempting pasta. He looked sheepish. It's not going well. Claire looked at the pot. The water had boiled over. The sauce was smoking. Move. She took over, salvaged what she could, made something edible. They ate together, at the table, not talking much, but not fighting either. After dinner, Trevor cleaned up. Claire sat on the couch, exhausted. The baby kicked, strong, demanding. Oof! She rubbed her belly. Easy in there? Trevor looked over. She kicking? Yeah. Claire smiled despite everything. She's active tonight. Can I? Trevor moved closer, hand extended. Can I feel? Claire hesitated, then nodded. Trevor placed his hand on her belly, gentle, reverent. The baby kicked right into his palm. His face lit up. Wow, she's strong. She is. Claire's voice soft. Fierce already. They sat like that, Trevor's hand on her belly, feeling their daughter move. For a moment, things felt almost normal. Almost okay. Then Claire pulled away. I'm tired. Going to bed. Okay. Trevor stood up. Good night. I love you. Claire paused at the stairs. Didn't turn around. Good night. She didn't say it back. Couldn't yet. Maybe someday. But not tonight. 2 months passed. January became March. Claire's belly grew. The baby was due in 6 weeks. Trevor stayed in the guest room. They lived together but separate. Polite. Careful. Like roommates negotiating shared space. They went to counseling. Individual and couples. Sylvia Martin for Claire. A different therapist for Trevor. A marriage counselor for both. Progress was slow. Some days good. Some days terrible. Trevor was trying. Claire saw that. He came home right after work. No more late nights. He helped with everything. Cooked. Cleaned. Prepared the nursery. He went to every doctor's appointment. Every prenatal class. He read books about pregnancy. About newborns. About being a good father. He was becoming the husband and father he should have been all along. But was it enough? Claire didn't know. Some days she thought maybe. Some days she was sure it wasn't. The trust was broken. That was the problem. Every time Trevor's phone rang, every time he came home 5 minutes late, every time he said he ran into someone at the store, and Claire wondered, was he lying? Was there someone else? Would he do it again? The doubt was exhausting, corrosive. It ate at her, at them. Robert visited weekly, sometimes more. He helped finish the nursery, built shelves, assembled furniture. He and Claire had coffee together, talked about everything and nothing. He told her stories about Trevor as a boy, about his own marriage struggles, about learning to forgive. Diane and I almost divorced, he said one afternoon. Year 10, I found out about the pregnancy manipulation. I was so angry. I felt trapped, used. What changed? Claire asked. Time. Here, Robert's voice thoughtful. And choice. I chose to see her differently, not as the woman who trapped me, but as the woman who loved me enough to be terrified of losing me. But was it right, Claire asked, to stay, even though she lied? I don't know. Robert's honesty refreshing. Sometimes I think yes. We built a good life, raised good kids, mostly good kids. He smiled. Sometimes I think no. We could have both been happier with other people, people we chose freely instead of being stuck with. So how do I know? Claire's voice desperate. How do I know if staying is right or leaving is right? You don't. Robert squeezed her hand. You make a choice. You live with it. You hope it works out. That's all anyone can do. March brought warmer weather, flowers starting to bloom. Claire was 8 months pregnant now. Huge, uncomfortable, ready to be done. She and Trevor went to a birthing class. Other couples surrounded them. Happy, excited, nervous but together. Claire felt separate from them, like she and Trevor were playing pretend, acting like a normal couple when they were anything but. During a practice contraction exercise, Claire grabbed Trevor's hand. Instinct, muscle memory from better times. He held on, gentle, supportive. When it was over, Claire realized she hadn't pulled away, hadn't flinched at his touch. Maybe that meant something. Maybe it didn't. After class, they went for ice cream. Another normal couple thing. They sat in the car, eating, not talking. Claire, Trevor said finally, can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think we're going to make it? Claire considered the question, really considered it. I don't know. The honesty felt good, clean. Some days I think maybe. Some days I'm sure we won't. What makes the difference, Trevor asked, between the maybe days and the sure we won't days? How much I'm hurting. Claire's voice quiet. On good days, I remember why I married you, why I loved you. I think maybe we can rebuild. And on bad days, I remember you chose her. Claire looked at him. I remember feeling invisible, unimportant. I think I don't want to feel that way ever again. Trevor nodded, eyes wet. I understand, and I'm sorry. I'll never stop being sorry. I know. Claire finished her ice cream. But sorry doesn't fix it. Time does. Maybe, if we're lucky. Are we lucky? Trevor asked. Claire looked at her belly, at the life growing inside. Yeah, we're lucky, at least in this. They drove home in silence. Comfortable silence, the first they'd had in months. At home, Claire found a package on the porch. No return address. She opened it. Inside was a letter and a check. The letter was from Madison. Dear Claire, I'm writing this from the facility where I've been staying. I'm getting help. Real help. Finally, I wanted to apologize for what I did, for how I hurt you. I was sick. I still am, but I'm working on it. The check is for the therapy I imagine you'll need, for the pain I caused. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. Madison. The check was for $5,000. Claire stared at it, at the letter, at the strange, sad attempt at making amends. She showed Trevor. What do you think I should do with this? Keep it, Trevor said immediately. Use it for therapy, or the baby, or whatever you need. She owes you that much at least. Claire thought about it, then ripped up the check. I don't want her money. She said it firm. I don't want anything from her. Not her apology, not her guilt, nothing. Claire, no. She threw the pieces into the trash. She doesn't get to buy her way out of what she did. She hurt us, hurt our family. A check doesn't fix that. Trevor nodded. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said keep it. It's okay. Claire sat down, tired. I'm done with Madison, with what happened. I need to move forward. With or without you. But forward. What does that mean? Trevor's voice scared. With or without me. It means, Claire took a breath. It means I've been thinking about us, about what I want, what I need, Amma, and I don't know if I can forgive you. The words hurt. I want to. I've been trying. But every time I think I'm there, something reminds me, and I'm back to hurting. So you want a divorce? Trevor said it flat, defeated. I don't know. Claire's voice broke. I don't know what I want, except to not hurt anymore. They sat in silence, the weight of the conversation pressing down. Then Claire felt it, sharp pain, low in her belly, different from before. Oh, she gasped. What? Trevor jumped up. What's wrong? I don't know. Claire stood up, felt wetness between her legs. I think my water broke. Now, Trevor's voice panicked. It's too early. You have 6 more weeks. Tell that to the baby. Claire grimaced. Another pain, harder. Trevor, we need to go to the hospital. Now. Trevor scrambled, grabbed her hospital bag, his keys, his phone. Okay, okay, let's go. Can you walk? Yes. Claire moved toward the door, slow, careful. But we need to hurry. These contractions are close. In the car, Trevor drove fast. Too fast, Claire didn't tell him to slow down. Call Robert, she said through another contraction. Tell him, Trevor called, one hand on the wheel, one holding the phone. Dad, Claire's in labor. We're heading to Mercy Hospital. Can you meet us there? A pause. Yeah, she wants you there. We both do. He hung up, looked at Claire. He's on his way. So is Mom. Good. Claire breathed through another contraction. That's good. At the hospital, everything moved fast. Nurses, doctors, monitors, questions. Claire was dilated to 6 centimeters. The baby was coming fast. Too fast. She's 3 weeks early, the doctor said. But everything looks good. Heart rate is strong. We'll monitor closely, but this should be fine. Trevor held Claire's hand. Through the contractions, through the pain, through the fear. You're doing great. He said it over and over. You're so strong. I'm so proud of you. Claire wanted to snap at him, to tell him to shut up, but the pain was too much. She needed something to focus on. His voice worked. Hours passed. Pain, rest, pain, more pain. Robert arrived, stood in the waiting room with Diane. Jenna came too, and Owen. Trevor updated them every hour. Claire's doing great. Baby's doing great. Almost there. At 2 a.m., Claire pushed. Hard. Harder. One more, Diane, the doctor encouraged. One more big push. Claire pushed, screamed, felt like she was breaking in half. Then, a cry, sharp, loud, angry. She's here. The doctor lifted the baby. You have a daughter. Claire collapsed back, exhausted, crying, laughing. They placed the baby on her chest. Tiny, perfect, screaming. Hi, Claire whispered. Hi, baby girl. I'm your mama. The baby quieted, opened her eyes, dark eyes, looking right at Claire. She's perfect. Trevor's voice broken. She's absolutely perfect. Nora, Claire said it soft. Nora Claire Bennett. They'd picked the name months ago, before everything fell apart, before Madison, before the doubt. Nora, light, hope, new beginning. Trevor cut the cord, cried through it. The nurses took Nora, weighed her, measured her, cleaned her up. 7 pounds, 4 ounces, 19 inches long. Healthy, perfect, early but strong. They brought her back, wrapped in a blanket, pink hat on her head. Trevor held her, carefully, like she might break. I'm so sorry, he whispered to Nora. I'm sorry I messed up. I'm sorry I almost ruined everything. I promise I'll spend my life making this right, being the father you deserve, the husband your mother deserves. He looked at Claire, tears streaming down his face. I love you, both of you, more than anything. I know I don't deserve another chance, but if you'll give me one, I'll spend every day proving I can be better. Claire looked at Trevor, at Nora, at her family. Imperfect, broken, but here, present, trying. I don't know if we're going to make it. The words came honest. But we're going to try. For her. And if we don't, if it's not enough, I'll be okay. We'll be okay. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. But it was possibility. Hope. A door left open instead of slammed shut. That would have to be enough for now. 3 months after Nora was born, Claire stood in her kitchen making breakfast, Nora in a bouncer nearby, kicking her legs, cooing at nothing. Life had settled into a new rhythm. Exhausting, chaotic, but good. Claire was back at work part-time, 3 days a week. Diane watched Nora on those days, had insisted on it. I missed too much with my own boys. She'd said, let me be here for my granddaughter. Claire had agreed, surprised by how much she trusted Diane now. How close they'd become. Trevor was trying, still, every single day. He changed diapers without being asked, did midnight feedings, rocked Nora when she cried. He went to work, came straight home. No stops, no excuses. He did everything right. But was it enough? Claire still didn't know. Some days, yes. Some days, no. They were still in counseling, still sleeping in separate rooms, still figuring it out. The marriage counselor said that was okay, that healing took time, that they were making progress even if it didn't feel like it. Claire chose to believe her. Most days, trust was rebuilding, slowly, like constructing a house brick by brick, one small choice at a time. Trevor saying where he was going, showing Claire his phone without being asked, being consistent, reliable, present. It wasn't dramatic, wasn't romantic, but it was real. And maybe real was enough. Robert visited constantly, spoiled Nora rotten, bought her toys, clothes, books. He and Claire had coffee every week, talked about everything. He'd become the father figure she never had, the steady presence she needed. You know, Robert said one morning, whatever happens with you and Trevor, you're still my daughter. Nora's still my granddaughter. That doesn't change. I know, Claire smiled. Thank you for everything, for being here. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Robert held Nora. She grabbed his finger, held on tight. This little one, she's going to be something special. She already is. Claire watched them together. She's fierce, stubborn, loud when she wants something. Takes after her mother. Robert grinned. Good. Claire meant it. I want her to be strong, to know her worth, to never settle for less than she deserves. She will be, Robert's voice certain, because you're raising her. Later that day, Claire sat in the nursery, rocking Nora, singing softly. The room glowed in afternoon light, yellow walls, white furniture, mobiles spinning slowly overhead. Brahms' lullaby played from the music box. Gentle, soothing. Nora's eyes drifted closed, sleep taking over. Claire kept rocking, kept singing, not ready to put her down yet. I finally understood that the prison door had been unlocked all along. She whispered to her sleeping daughter. I'd been my own warden. Madison didn't have power over me. Trevor's weakness wasn't my failure. The only person who could trap me was myself. In bitterness, in victimhood, in a marriage that didn't serve me. And I held the key. She looked down at Nora. Perfect, peaceful, hers. I choose to be free. The words felt true. Right. I choose to live without fear, to love without holding back, to trust even though I've been hurt. Because you deserve that. You deserve to see your mother strong, whole, happy. She stood up, placed Nora in the crib, tucked the blanket around her, kissed her forehead. We're going to be extraordinary, she whispered. You and me. We're going to be absolutely extraordinary. She left the door cracked, went downstairs, found Trevor in the kitchen, cooking dinner. He'd gotten better at it. She go down okay? He asked. Perfect. Claire poured herself water. Out like a light. Good. Trevor stirred something on the stove. Dinner will be ready in 20 minutes. Smells good. Claire sat at the table. What are we having? Chicken parmesan. Trevor said it proud. And salad, garlic bread. I followed the recipe exactly. I'm impressed. Claire meant it. You've gotten really good at cooking. Had to. Trevor smiled. Couldn't keep ordering takeout forever. They ate together when dinner was ready. Talked about small things. Nora's latest developments. Work, the weather, normal conversation, easy, comfortable. After dinner, Trevor cleaned up. Claire went to check on Nora. Still sleeping. She came back downstairs. Found Trevor on the couch, watching TV. She sat next to him, not pressed close, but not far either. Middle ground. They watched in silence. Some comedy special, not really paying attention. Claire, Trevor said during a commercial, can I ask you something? Sure. Are you happy? The question hung between them. Right now, in this moment, are you happy? Claire thought about it. Really thought. Yeah, the answer surprised her. I am, not all the time, but right now, yes, I'm happy. Good, Trevor's voice soft. That's, that's really good. They went back to watching TV. Trevor's hand rested on the couch between them. Claire looked at it, at the wedding ring he still wore, that she still wore. She reached over, took his hand, laced their fingers together. Trevor looked at her, questions in his eyes. I'm trying, Claire said it simple. I'm trying to forgive you, to trust you, to believe in us again. It's hard, but I'm trying. That's all I can ask. Trevor squeezed her hand. Thank you for trying, for giving me another chance. Don't mess it up. Claire said it half joking, half serious. I won't, Trevor's voice firm. I promise, I won't. A week later, Claire had a birthday, 33, a year after everything fell apart. Trevor asked if she wanted a party. She said no, just family, just them. Robert and Diane came over. Jenna, Owen, Grant even stopped by. They ate dinner, birthday cake, laughed, told stories. Nora passed around, everyone taking turns holding her. Normal, good, healing. No doorbell rang unexpectedly, no unwanted guests, no drama, just family, chosen and born, together. After everyone left, Claire cleaned up, Trevor helped. Nora was in her high chair, covered in cake. Happy, laughing. Claire wiped her face. Trevor took photos, documented the mess. Next year, Trevor said. Next year she'll be running around, getting into everything. I can't wait, Claire smiled. Meant it. They gave Nora a bath together, put her to bed together. Read her a story even though she was too young to understand. When she was asleep, they went downstairs. Exhausted, happy. I'm going to bed, Claire said. Long day? Yeah, Trevor stood up. Good night. Love you? Love you too. The words came easier now, still scary, but easier. She went upstairs, to their bedroom, the one they used to share. Trevor went to the guest room, where he'd been sleeping for months. They were taking it slow. Baby steps. No rushing. But maybe someday soon they'd share a room again. Share a bed, share everything, or maybe they wouldn't. Maybe this was as good as it got. Either way, Claire would be okay. She'd learned that in the hardest way possible. She was strong enough to be alone, which meant she was strong enough to choose to be together. That made all the difference. She got ready for bed, washed her face, brushed her teeth, changed into pajamas, climbed into bed, alone, but not lonely. Her phone buzzed. Text from Trevor. Thank you for tonight, for every day, for trying. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful. Good night. Claire smiled. Typed back. Good night. See you in the morning. She set the phone down, turned off the light, closed her eyes. In the nursery, Nora slept. Peaceful, safe, loved. In the guest room, Trevor lay awake, hopeful, scared, trying. In the master bedroom, Claire drifted towards sleep, content, whole, free. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new choices, new chances to get it right or wrong. But tonight was good. Tonight was enough. The end. Claire's story reminds us that strength isn't about never falling apart. It's about choosing how we put ourselves back together. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever faced betrayal or had to make an impossible choice, you're not alone. Drop a comment below. Share your thoughts. Your story matters too. Hit that like button if you appreciate real, raw stories about resilience. Subscribe so you never miss another journey like Claire's. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's going through their own storm, share this video. Sometimes we all need a reminder that we're stronger than we think. Thank you for being here, for listening, for being part of this community. Until next time, remember you hold the key to your own freedom. Take care.